Hey everybody, Dan with Pain Free You. Today I wanted to talk about this. Are symptoms running the show? And if so, what to do about it? All right. I work with a lot of people in the group, in the coaching. A lot of people via email and messages. And so many of them are speaking symptom, 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 symptom. When the symptoms are doing this, I can't X, Y, and Z. I can't remain calm. I can't do this. I can't whatever. And they are basically saying when the symptoms are up, life is horrible. I have no ability to do anything that is beneficial for me in this mind-body space. When symptoms are better, I can believe it a little bit more. But when symptoms go high, I just think there has to be something going on. And what I'll encourage you to do is to look at everything under the overall umbrella of perceived danger driving the symptoms. If the brain is perceiving danger, symptoms can happen. If the brain perceives more danger, symptoms will go up. Less danger, symptoms will come down. So the fact that symptoms are present, or they're going up, or they are up and you're in a flare, means one thing. Your brain is perceiving some danger. And so if you automatically jump to panic and doubt and worry that, maybe something else is going on, or I'm not capable of this, or I'm too anxious, and oh my goodness, what am I doing wrong? Ask yourself, is that response to symptoms being present or going up going to help settle down the brain and its perception that something bad is going on? Or do you think that fearful, panicked response and going into doubt and worry and blaming yourself for doing this wrong is going to, it's not going to help, folks. It's not going to help because you are fueling the brain's perception that something bad is happening. If symptoms are running the show, let me encourage you to detach from the symptoms. Now look, I know that's a really big thing to ask because for many people, when symptoms are present, rational thought goes out the window. Logical thought is out the window. And we tend to panic because we don't like the symptoms. But ask yourself this, if you knew they were temporary, how much would you panic? Probably not. And the cool part is, once you've done the knowledge, assessment, ruled out anything life-threatening with the doctors, then you know that what you're dealing with is TMS. It's perceived danger, pain, or symptoms. It is a response to your brain perceiving danger, which means by definition you're not broken, you're not sick, and it is reversible, thereby temporary. So this is the foundation that we stand on. And when we remember that, even when symptoms are high, and we look at our experience under the umbrella of the brain perceiving danger, this stuff all makes sense. People will be like, yeah, I was in a big panic and my symptoms are up, but now I'm doubting that it's TMS. I'm like, no. Symptoms going up is actually evidence. Because if you're in a panic or a freak out, or you've got some lifey life chaos going on, relationship, money, stress, whatever it may be, and that is causing your symptoms to jump, that's evidence. Let's say you had an appointment with a doctor and the doctor made some lousy statements like, well, it's just going to get worse. If that appointment caused your symptoms to rise, that's evidence. It's not fun. It's not a positive experience, but it's still evidence that if information and somebody else's opinion, their professional white lab coat, fancy degree on the wall opinion, if that can send your symptoms skyrocketing, that's proof that your brain is creating the symptoms based on the perception of danger. That appointment just created a whole heck of a lot of danger, and so your symptoms jumped. You can look back at those experiences and go, I see it now. I see it exactly for what it is. And so once you recognize the mechanism that danger equals symptoms, more danger equals higher symptoms, the solution is quite simple. We have to show and tell the brain consistently that we're okay. Now, there's a couple dozen ways of doing this, right? It's not walking around talking to yourself all day long. Because if you're doing that, but you're tight, avoiding things, staying in bed, telling yourself that this is forever and making all the mistakes that we talk about, doesn't matter what you tell yourself because your brain's not going to believe it. There's a whole process. I map it out in my book, painfreeyoubook.com. If you don't have it yet, get it. It's on audible.com in audio format. The ebook, it's like $10 on Amazon. Inexpensive, but I map out the entire process. If you want help implementing this stuff, I have a group. But for this video, I really want to encourage you to notice, are the symptoms dictating your day, your life, your mood? And I'll encourage you to detach from the symptoms. Observe them, but don't wrestle with them. Observe them, but don't fix them. Observe them. Don't fear them because they're false alarms. Observe them. Don't let them dictate your life. And I know, look, there's plenty of people who are thinking about writing an angry email or message below in the comments and saying, but you don't understand, Dan. I don't have a life. I can't move. I can't do this. I've been bedridden. I get it. Even if you're bedridden, do your best. Mental, emotional response. You have the ability of choosing your response mentally and emotionally, even if physically you are greatly limited right now. And if you're not physically limited, but you're just scared of the pain and scared of it getting worse, what's the solution? More fear and avoidance, or confident re-entry into life, doing more gradually, expecting it to go better, responding as well as you can, little by little, gradually, baby steps. You can move forward. And, there's lots of success stories where people have been bedridden for years, and they're better, right? Lots of them. Lots of them. So I know how full of despair you may be, and I know how frustrating it is to hear me say, you can do this, you can get better, it's all about safety. And you're sitting there going, safety? What is this dude talking about? I'm talking about the way forward. And I do believe no matter where you're starting from, you can get better. You absolutely can, because your brain, your nervous system, your pain system, everything in you functions just like every other human being who's gotten better before you. And so if they can do it, you can do it. Don't let your symptoms dictate your belief. Because if you're waiting for symptoms to change before you can believe this stuff, you're not putting safety first. You're not putting mindset first. You're not recognizing the temporary nature of these symptoms and that they can pass. Because if the presence of symptoms means life is awful and it always will be, it's going to be really hard to come out of this. And so notice, become aware of your overall disposition regarding symptoms. What do symptoms mean to you? Do symptoms mean, holy crap, I'm in trouble? Or do symptoms mean, I've got some practicing to do to show and tell this brain that I'm going to be okay? Because you will. This stuff is proven. It's not only possible to get better, it's probable that when you implement, as we talk about here daily, you will get better. This stuff works, folks. Go to painfreeyousuccess.com. There's over 120 success stories and more coming. You can get better too. Believe it. Trust it. Implement. Do your best not to let symptoms drive the bus. Detach from them. Observe them, but don't flip in response to them. And don't blame yourself. None of this stuff is your fault. It's where you ended up. But it's not your fault. You didn't create these symptoms on purpose. So cut yourself some slack. Follow a proven process. Use the resources in the links below in the description to help you. And just trust that this is temporary and you can get out of this. So don't let the symptoms run the show. You can be the conductor of the orchestra of life. And you can be the one setting the pace, the tempo, and the mood, and the background tracks. So, love you folks. And as always, we'll see you tomorrow. Take care.